Anyway, so we watched a very serious martial arts movie.
Oh yeah,
And then we watched my movie.
yours, which is fucking great. I'm glad you picked it.
So I picked this movie off of the meme that we usually see, and everyone knows it.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know which movie it was from because there's a first and second one. So we watched the second one first. Turns out it's not that movie. But it was still funny to watch, and I'm glad we watched it.
Yeah.
But turns out it was the first movie. And we watched Haunted Cop Shop.
Yep.
1 and 2, basically. And it's pretty much what you expect. Cops dealing with vampires and ghosts.
Yeah.
It's a very goofy, silly movie. The second one didn't have as much martial arts, but the first one had a lot of martial arts. A little bit more.
Yeah, I'm glad we watched. Okay, so I can't really pull. Let me see if I can pull up the cast and stuff.
It's okay. I don't remember. All I remember is Mark K.
Yeah,
because of Mark Gage.
Okay, so I thought it was called Horror Cop Shop, but it's the Haunted Cop Shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second one's not as. The second one's still good, but I don't think it's as funny as the first one.
Yeah, it's not.
I like the first one a lot more.
Yeah, I'm glad we watched the second one first because like when we watched the first one, we're like, oh hey, there's like inside jokes.
Yeah,
and I feel like if we watched the first one, like that one is better than the second one, but like maybe we would have found like the inside jokes too. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, I think we were just been putting like, oh, it's there again. But then, like, I think it's the fact that we watched it before, and it like turns out it originates from the first one. That's where it made it funnier.
Yeah.
Like, they have a cactus that appears in both movies.
Yeah, because in the second one, it was just did someone fall on it, or like they were just carrying it around?
No, someone fell on it too.
Oh, okay.
Someone keeps falling on it.
Yeah,
it's always a cactus.
Yeah,
and it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like out of place too.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh. This came out in the 80s, so it's like like typical 80s Chinese slapstick humor, right? Because Jackie Chan did it too.
Yeah. This is like what, 1887?
1887. during the Civil War. Yeah.
China was making funny martial arts movie in 1800s.
Yeah. They're like fighting the Japanese. It's like It Man.
Anyways, they're really funny movies. Mm-hmm. I recommend watching them.
Yeah.
But the first one,
what were our rules?
Yeah. I was trying to remember what our rules.
The meme, were. Like, of course, there's the meme.
Yeah, there's the one meme. It's the one where the ghost gets shot. Or the vampire. God, what was our rule? Mine was it every time someone gets hit in the head?
I don't know. I don't even remember mine. I think mine was like every time.
Yeah, mine was every time someone gets hit in the head. Because when we watched part 2, I said every time someone strikes a martial arts pose.
Oh, that's
right. But
no
one did it because it was the wrong movie. I was thinking of the wrong movie. So the second one, when we watched the first one, I was like, every time someone gets hit in the head. Because that happened a lot.
Okay. And then I think mine was like every time like a slapstick moment happens.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
One? No, that's the one from.
What was the second one?
I don't know what the second one was.
Like the second movie?
That's okay. We're here to talk about the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was the actual movie we were supposed to watch.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know, the main two guys, I guess.
Yeah.
Mackay.
Yeah, Mackay and
the other guy, his name, he's not, he doesn't really have a name, but they just call him Ricky. Like his real name is Ricky.
Cham? I don't know.
He's the one with like the bob cut.
Yeah, the bigger, like the pudgier bob cut.
Yeah, the funny guy.
But basically they're just two cops who get assigned to a new like manager or whatever, and they have to investigate. They're trying to investigate this drug criminal, and he gets turned to a vampire, and they unintentionally kill him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then now it's like they have to prove that he was a vampire to prove their innocence. Because otherwise they just killed someone,
right? Because as they're interrogating him, like he's like he's like scared, right?
Yeah.
He's talking about like the headless guy.
Yeah.
And so the cops are all right. Let's go take a break and leave him in the interrogation room by himself.
No, that's before he turns to a vampire. They caught him before, and they're like, we know you stole something, and we know you're part of drugs.
Oh,
like tell us what it is. But then they're like, no, I won't tell you. That's when they leave. They leave him alone, and they set up a whole entire like ghost encounter to prove that he stole something.
Yeah.
And then after that, they catch him again because he escapes, but he was already a vampire. And they're like, all right, we need to prove that like how'd you escape? Oh no, they're trying to prove the criminal is trying to prove that he's a vampire, and that's why he got out. But the two cops don't believe him, so they're like, you know what?
That's when he was in the jail cell and he was hallucinating. He saw like the two ladies.
Yeah,
and then he was like playing mahjong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's when he was like, no, I really am a ghost. That's how I got out. And all these things. You guys gotta watch out for this other ghost because he's the main bad guy. And so this whole time they're just testing out things to like prove that he's a ghost until they finally like put him in the sunlight and he fucking burst to dust. Yeah, and they're like, oh shit! Really?
And then the lieutenant comes in and is like, where is he? he better not have turn into dust and disappear.
And then they're like, well, there yes.
Pile of clothes and there's like dust.
Yeah. Oh, I guess backstory is that the police station they work at, it's built on an old Japanese seppuku ritual site or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So the main vampire bad guy is the old Japanese guy. That's important because later on,
oh yeah,
when they try to go kill him, the one of the main guys, Mackay, he's like, I'm so tired of this fucking Japanese guy. I hate him so much. I hate Japanese people or something like that.
Yeah,
and he's about to kill him, but then like turns out it's the wrong coffin, and the Japanese vampire wakes up and he's like, oh. Or like, oh yeah, sumimasen.
好，你個作死個日本仔。いらっしゃいませ。
Oh my god,
it's such a good scene. I'll play the clip for this.
Okay. Oh man, it's so funny. I think it's funny because like we understand there's Chinese and there's Japanese, right?
Yeah.
But if it's like someone who can't tell the difference, like they like it's like a joke they won't get.
Yeah. But it's just funny because he was talking a lot of shit about
he's
the
talking
Japanese,
shit about the
and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me," but in Japanese because he's scared.
Yeah. Oh shit, man, it's too good.
And then they're working with like a new female captain.
Oh,
and she also doesn't believe them until now.
Yeah,
and then she starts believing them, and she helps them fight the vampire. There's a really funny entire segment when they go to her house.
Wait, hang on. Before that, because they're going to that apartment complex, right? Like where the vampire is. Yeah, and like that. The guy with the bob cut, he's like pretending to be stuck. He can't go in.
Yeah, but he's just holding himself up.
Yeah, but then not only that, but they're like, oh, we're here during the day, right? And then you hear on the radio, it's like, there's going to be a random lunar eclipse or solar eclipse happening in about 10 minutes here.
This hasn't happened since the past 10 years, but today's the day. Yeah, all of a sudden.
And then because, they're trying to kill the vampires, like put a stake in their heart to kill them.
Yeah, and
like,
they thought they would be safe during the day.
Yeah, but then like all of a sudden it gets dark.
Yeah. It just so happens it's the eclipse.
Yeah, and they just happen to be there. And then the vampires wake up. Oh man! Oh, such good humor.
Yeah. And then after that, they go to do the sleepover at the female captain's house.
Yeah.
And then, oh my god, I forgot about this. So like, they're supposed to prove that like the female captain isn't like a good person or something, and apparently like a good person would eat dog meat and enjoy dog meat. So the two main cops, they kill one of the police dogs. Yeah. And they give it to like the police chef to like cook.
Yeah.
Telling him that it's just regular meat.
Yeah.
So he cooks it and they give it to the police officer lady, and she like eats it, but she says like it tastes weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then and so everyone's like, oh, maybe this isn't real beef. And so they started like talking to the chef, like what is it? And then they they find like the dog tag or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're like, "That's the missing dog! Oh my god, you cooked the dog!" And they all blame the chef for a moment, and then the chef's like, "No, I only cook whatever Makena gave me."
Yeah.
And then
They turn on them. Oh man.
anyways, the chef turns out to know a lot about spirits and vampires.
Yeah.
And he gives them the advice of like, go home tonight, fold your underwear in like into a pentagram or whatever, and then strike this pose while saying something.
Yeah.
And it'll repel the vampire. So like during the sleepover, they keep doing that. And it keeps repelling the vampire.
And it works.
Yeah, it works surprisingly. Oh god,
Okay, so the mock gay joke.
Yeah.
Was when like the guy with the mullet, man, what's his name? Ricky.
We'll just call him Ricky.
Yeah, we'll call him Ricky.
I forgot his real name.
Yeah. So Ricky and like Mock K, they're like going through her stuff, right?
Yeah, and they're like arguing about who should be hitting on her and stuff too.
Yeah. And then like Mock K's like, isn't he like trimming her bonsai tree?
Yeah, he does it by like accidentally.
Yeah.
And like it like destroys it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because she's like, she comes in. They're like, oh yeah, this house is beautiful. She's like, yeah, it was my mom's. She decorated everything, so I've left everything as it is to remind me of her, including like the bonsai tree.
Yeah.
That's just oh my god, like, who fucking did this?
Mock K like runs away.
Yeah, he goes like, oh, I'm gonna go run and get us some snacks.
Yeah.
You know.
And then Ricky's left there, and then he's like fucking wearing her earring.
Yeah. And he's all talking shit about my cake. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. He's shy, you know, because he's secretly gay. When they admit it. That's why his name is That's why we nickname him Mak Gay.
Yeah.
Because his real Chinese name is Mak K, but we call him Mak Gay.
Yeah. Oh shit. And then there for the next 10 minutes.
So much shit happens. Like.
Because Ma came in to go get snacks, right?
Yeah, so he's gone.
This is Ricky and the girl.
Yeah, and the girl goes back to her room, and then I think Ricky like screams or like he drops something, like something breaks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she gets alert and she goes to check on him, and then like he comes out like the window, or like he's like gone, and she checks the backyard door or whatever.
Yeah,
and you see him like Ricky come out, and like someone's choking him. It's the police, the female captain runs. It turns out it's just him choking himself. And so she's like, "Oh, can I go grab my underwear?"
It's
like,
his face, you know. Yeah. It's his face because he's just like dead serious.
Yeah,
and then like grabs his neck, and gets pulled away.
Yeah,
turns out it's just him holding. Oh shit!
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah. The female captain runs to her room to grab her underwear to do the pose. Yeah. Right as she grabs the underwear, like Ricky grabs it.
Yeah,
from like through the window or whatever. So she's like, "Oh my god, the vampire's here!" So she like runs back to the living room.
Yeah.
And you see on the outside like Ricky running outside, and he falls.
Shit.
And then the real vampire shows up and starts messing with them.
Yep.
And then while the real vampire is chasing them, Mackay returns without snacks.
Yeah.
But he's dressed up as the real vampire because he was like, I'm not getting snacks. I'm gonna like scare you guys instead.
Yeah. Because isn't she in her room, right?
Yeah.
And then Ricky's trying to get in.
Yeah.
But then she sees the vampire, and so she runs out, and then Ricky runs in.
Switch places.
Yeah. And then Ricky's like, oh, the vampire. So he runs out too.
Yeah.
And that's where Mackay comes as the vampire.
Just as a vampire, and he scares them.
Yeah.
And then the real vampire comes up.
Yeah.
It scares him. He's like, oh.
He spits out his fake teeth.
Yeah.
And then he runs away too.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Dude.
Yeah. What a beautiful fucking whole sex sequence, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, the real vampire kidnaps the female lady, and then he takes her to her hideout, and then the two main cops again go save her.
Yeah.
More funny shenanigans happens in the way, but
Yeah, they have like a whole like Scooby-Doo chase scene.
yeah.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. What else happened at the end?
I don't.
I mean, they beat the vampire. That's it.
Yeah. Like they put a stake in him.
No, he stays up till the sunlight comes in. He gets.
Oh, that's right.
Gets burned. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're fighting, and then there's like fire around them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I kind of really remember.
Oh, like the I think the chief of police joins them this time
yeah.
because he still doesn't believe that they're fighting vampires. He thinks they're just screwing around.
Oh, that's right.
So he joins them in the end, and he's also a returning character in the second one.
yeah. He is.
Something else funny happened at the end. I don't remember what it was though.
Because I remember the chief. Does he run into the vampire?
Yeah, because he thinks that like, oh, it's just fake, but then turns out he's real.
Oh,
and then that's when he finally believes it. And it's
yeah,
like, oh my God.
he's like, oh, you must be a real vampire. Sorry, I thought this was like a movie set, directed by Suma Hong.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, I'm gonna leave now.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the scene of they're trying to find it's like way early in the movie, like after they kill the first criminal, and the chief was like, find me proof that it's a vampire. So they're like, okay. The two main guys, they go to like some fucking random barn at night, and they're like, okay, it's been rumored that there's vampires here. We'll catch them, and they find a bunch of people there like eating like raw cow meat and stuff.
Yeah,
and then they join them, but then they get caught, and so they're like, oh, let's pretend to be vampires, so they'll believe, so they won't attack us.
Yeah,
so they start acting like vampires.
Yeah,
and one of the vampires is like, all right. It turns out that it's just a bunch of mental patients pretending or thinking that they're vampires.
Yeah, and they have like a big bowl of blood.
Yeah, and they make the two like cops drink it and everything.
And they're like, what was it, like a cup at first? And then they're like fighting for it, and then they spill it.
Yeah, it was a big bowl, and they spilled it, and then they're like, it's okay, we have more, and they brought like 2 giant buckets.
Oh yeah, one each.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah,
and they do drink it a little bit, right?
I don't know.
I know they eat some raw cow flesh.
Or is that when like because it cuts to outside and they're like, all right guys, we're gonna look for the
the mental patients.
Yeah, the mental patients here. They must be around here somewhere. And then I feel like that's where like they break in.
Yeah, that's when they break. Oh yeah, they break in. The 2 stupid cops think that like, oh, this is part of the ceremony. Yeah, because all the patients leave. Yeah, but while they're leaving, they sing a song.
Oh yeah,
to keep them in check. And the 2 cops are like, I don't know the song. What do we do? Let's just sing the song we sing in kindergarten. Yeah. So they started singing the kindergarten song.
The choreography too.
Yeah. 哇，咁勁嘅，構成係鬼王嚟啊！你仲唔翻去？ 聽得我哋常伴你，不可以再分離。聽得我哋常伴你，心多。喂，呢隻歌唔識唱喎，唱幼稚園得獎嗰隻啦。蒼蠅蒼蠅，你是害人精，飛來飛去攞我命。我不拍死你，你就攞我命。蒼蠅蒼蠅，你是害人精，飛來。我咪叫過你哋嘅。 我哋新埋堆噶嘛，我不拍死你，你就攞我命。蒼蠅蒼蠅，你是害人精。蒼蠅蒼蠅，你是害人精。拍死你啊！拍死你啊！拍死你啊！拍死你！
And the actual like nurse is like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Like, I don't recognize these guys. What are they doing?
Yeah, but then they're pretending to be vampires, so it's like because we know the truth, right?
Yeah.
So they do look like the mental patients, so they get taken out into the van too.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, dude,
it's really so funny. If you have time, watch it.
Yeah. Was it this one too where let's see. Shit, I forgot. Oh yeah. So they're driving, they get pulled over by the cops. And then they're like, oh, like we're looking for some people. So they send the cops like one way and then they go another way.
Oh yeah. It's this one, yeah.
Yeah, and then and then like that's when they like end up at the shrine.
Yeah, and they meet
the lady vampire.
Yeah, they meet the actual like an actual exorcist who knows like martial arts.
Yeah,
and he ends up dying. And this is where the meme comes in, where he does like the sword swinging and shoots the vampire.
Yeah, because the shaman guy is like, you fight the vampire lady with the sword. And he's like actually good with the sword.
And the vampire like comes in and he just shoots it.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, good.
Yeah,
that's all I had to do.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyways, good movie.
Oh yeah,
definitely watch it.
Yeah. How would you rate this movie?
I'll probably still give this one like an 8 or a 9. I don't know. It's just a silly, goofy
movie.
Yeah,
it is.
Like if you just want a funny laugh and like a little bit of martial arts, just watch this movie. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably watch it again.
Yeah, I'd definitely watch it again.
Yeah.
And then
Next movie?
yeah, and then we accidentally watched part 2, which is also funny.
Shot.
It's not as good as the first one still, but still good.
You want to talk about that or just kind of skip over it?
I can skip over because it's almost the same thing. They just fight vampires again, just more fun shenanigans.
Oh, yeah,
I guess they have like more. They do like they do a team up. They find like a bunch of other random people or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that don't seem to belong, or whatever. And they team up.
Yeah, they kind of make like a a force.
This one, it's still pretty funny. I still like
it.
It
Is.